So it's been ages since I did a wear and compare. A couple of people have requested one recently in the comments of my other videos, and with one person I was chatting about what I should do, and she said maybe a full face would be an interesting idea. And I can't believe I've never done this before. I kind of sat down and thought, do you know what, this isn't even going to be difficult. I pulled out kind of a high-end and low-end version of everything that I would use, from foundation to blusher to mascara to everything. And there were a lot that I felt were very, very similar. It wasn't even that difficult to pick kind of counterparts to some of them. Really, really easy for a lot. So I'm going to jump into it, but basically one half of my face will be budget and the other half will be a little bit splurgy and high-end. So I was going to do expensive on the right-hand side, and then I accidentally applied my foundation to the left. So, okay, left-hand side is going to be the expensive half. And I've just put on my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, which, spoiler alert, I have not used in months and months. The colour I have this in is Bone. On the other half of my face, I'm going to use Revlon Colorstay. And the shade I have in this is beige. This is definitely too dark. Is it beige? Sand beige. Definitely too dark, but we're going to work with it. I did do a specific comparison video of those two foundations, so if you're interested, you can check that out. I'm not going to go too in-depth into kind of finishing stuff because I have a whole video about that. Concealers, I've got NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer going on the left. And the shade I have is Vanilla Light 2. And then I've got Maybelline Fit Me in shade 15, which I would imagine was one of the lightest shades. I would say the NARS is drier and a little bit more high coverage. Next I have two setting powders. One is the HD Pro Finish Powder from Freedom, and the other is the Vichy Dermablend that I have been raving about recently. Absolutely obsessed with this, so I'm very interested to see whether or not the Freedom can give it a run for its money because it's considerably less expensive. The texture of the Vichy one was beautiful, really, really velvety to apply, whereas the Freedom side felt very kind of powdery. It smelled like talcum powder. It was very hot whilst I was applying it. But when I look at it now, this side looks more like it's just set my makeup, and this I can actually see the powder sitting on my skin. That might be part of the whole soft focus, blurred skin thing that I like about the Vichy, but we will see how that ends up throughout the process, because I'm kind of surprised. I thought that this would look kind of flawless and beautiful and this would look more powdery, but it's kind of the other way around right now. Next is bronzer, and I'm going to use Hoola bronzer on my left-hand side. And the Body Shop, what is this called? Honey bronzing powder, something? Light matte bronzing powder. I don't know, it's this honeycomb looking one. For highlight, on the right-hand side, I'm going to use this, which is Freedom Ambient Pro Highlight. And on the left-hand side, I'm going to use the center colour from the, what's it called? Incandescent Light from the Ambient lighting palette from Hourglass. I'm feeling really powdery right now. Just kind of a check-in. I'm looking at my face in the mirror. I don't know if it's colours or what it is, but I feel like so far the big difference that I'm seeing, more powder here and that I'm not bright enough here, but then this was a darker concealer. So brows, I've got L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper in medium dark. And this is a brow gel mascara with fibres for fuller looking brows. And on the other side, I've got Benefit Gimme Brow, which is in medium deep, which is basically the same thing, isn't it? I'm going to use the same primer for both eyes because, one, I don't actually have a similar primer to this. I've got a shimmery one from Urban Decay, but that's it. I don't think it's a good comparison. And also, I want to see how the eyeshadow and eyeliner, etc. behaves by themselves, rather than, because you can't really test a primer and an eyeshadow at the same time, can you? So this was the Helene Stage eyeshadow primer, which I really, really like. Then, on the right hand side, I'm going to use this number 17, or 17 as it is now, brown, and it's this kind of shimmery shade. And on the left hand side, I'm going to use Satin Taupe from MAC.
they're not exactly a dupe for each other, but I wanted single eyeshadows and they were as close as I had. Next, eyeliner. Next is eyeliner. I've got the Balm Schwing, my expensive side. And then NYX Liquid Black Liner for my less expensive side. I've actually just noticed, I don't know if you can see, there are little flecks all along there, and I think that is the L'Oreal Brow Plumper that is actually falling down under my eye. But moving on, I'm going to use the Volume Million Fatale from L'Oreal mascara on my right hand side, and the Benefit Roller Lash on my left. I actually did a comparison of the Roller Lash with the Maybelline Lash Sensational. So again, that was another wear and compare that I will link for you below if you're interested, but I thought I'd do it against my absolute favourite of the moment, the Fatale, to give a more true impression of what I would be wearing right now. Lastly, and I'm really excited about this one, lips. On the right hand side, I would be wearing Essence Plum Cake Lip Liner. And on the left, I am wearing Whirl from MAC. Which I realise are completely different, but I didn't really have corresponding lip liners. And then on the left, I'm going to be wearing MAC Faux. And on the right, I'm going to be wearing Salute from Rimmel. Not quite a dupe, difficult with the lips, but I wanted to compare them because I love the formulas and the colours of both of these combinations. That is my full face. I'll take some pictures now. I'm going to come back to you later on and see how this is all settled. First impressions, as I said earlier on, I do feel like this is a little bit more powdery, this section of my face, but then this, definitely this is not enough coverage for me, for my under eyes. I also feel like the bronzer didn't go on quite as nicely. Everything feels a little bit less, a little bit patchy almost, I would say, when I'm looking in the mirror. Lip-wise and eye-wise, I don't think there's gonna be much in it. We'll see. I was interested to see the fall down from my brow product because I use that all the time and I've never noticed it before, but I'm obviously not looking for, I'm not inspecting it in the same way. But we'll see. Application wise, I would say there's not a tremendous amount in it thus far. So I'm interested to see how this stuff lasts. So it's been about 5 hours and I've been here, there and everywhere, all over the house trying to DIY, clean, paint, all kinds of stuff today. It's been a decent test. I'm feeling a little bit sweaty right now. But I think it's been kind of enough of a test for us to really see how these products perform. Just trying to get into kind of even lighting. Just at first inspection, I feel like the bronzer hasn't lasted quite so well on this side. Lips wise, there's not a tremendous amount in it. I would say the lip liner has traveled a little on this. I kind of prefer the way that this is worn on this side, but there's not a tremendous amount in it. Neither is like massively impressive, but with both, I would have touched up my lipstick in this time. So I just wanted to show you what it looked like, but I'm not. That for me is a 50-50 tie. Around my nose, I did notice that the product has gathered and the powder and the foundation has gathered more than on this side. Now, if you go back and watch my comparison of the two foundations, I think because I have done that comparison separately, that is down to the powder. And the fact that I'm slightly oilier on this side rather than this side, again, I feel like that is down to the powder rather than the foundations, but you can see that for yourself in the previous video. So I still think the Vichy powder is absolutely amazing and definitely worth a little bit extra money. But the foundations, I still think that the Colorstay is superior to the DOUBLEWEAR, regardless of cost. Eyebrows, very, very similar. Very similar. Had it not been for the fact that this had that little bit of fallout under my eye when I first applied it, I probably would have said exactly the same. This is a little bit more dense. If you need a bit more, I think that you can get a little bit more coverage brow-wise with the Benefit, but there's not a tremendous amount in it. And I'm surprised because I would have absolutely said that this was considerably, like head and shoulders better, but I don't think there's a lot in that. Eyeliner wise, I do think that the Balm Schwing applies nicer. I think that it is blacker and has stayed blacker, whereas the one from NYX is a little bit faded, but again, not a lot in it. The eyeshadow, I don't know if that's gonna pick up, but hopefully I can get a shot of this. The eyeshadow, definitely the MAC is better. With the 17 side, it's kind of, it's still there, but I can see a lot more glitter running through it because the shadow itself is kind of fading, or whatever is happening to it is breaking down. Whereas the MAC shadow is actually lasting really well. I'm surprised because I don't particularly rate MAC eyeshadows, but I was impressed by that one. And again, the coverage of I mean, just generally the coverage initially wasn't that great, so it's not necessarily that it didn't wear that well, I just needed a little bit more coverage under my eyes than the Fit Me concealer gave. And is that everything? Mascara, pretty similar. But again, you can see my comparison of the Roller Lash with Maybelline Lash Sensational in a different video as well. I don't feel like it gave quite as much lift as I've got on my L'Oreal side, but neither have crumbled, neither have faded, neither have transferred anywhere, so both are kind of equal, really. That is probably it. The only other thing I would note is I can't see a tremendous amount of highlight on either side of my face, but I definitely feel like the powder products broke down on this side more. The cheaper side, the colour powder products like the highlight and the bronzer didn't perform as well as the higher end side. But when you look at my entire face, I don't think that you see necessarily, wow, oh my god, one side of her face is melted off and the other side looks way better. Although you can see the differences, it's not like, wow, it's so worth spending the extra X amount of money for this side of the face, in my opinion. Little bits here and there it's nice to splurge on, but I hope this kind of gives you an indication of areas that you feel it's worth spending the extra little bit of money on, or maybe that it's just not worth it at all. There are certain areas I'm more happy to spend that money on than others, and I think this is kind of a good representation of where those areas are. I will do a little list in the description bar, maybe a blog post if I have the time, just to kind of summarise everything that we've gone through in the video, because I know it's been this and this and this and so many different products, rather than my normal wear and compares, which are very regimented and we were talking about one specific product at a time. So many products in this one today, so I will do a little summary in the description bar, just so that you've got all of the information and you're not like, but what was that? But if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you've got any specific video that you would like me to make, especially wear and compare, any particular topic or product comparisons, please let me know and I will absolutely read every single one. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!